Amigos. Hello, amigas. This is Rachel. I'm Eric. We comprise Talking with Famous People, one of the most revolutionary inventions since the printing press, or the bra. Pretty important invention. The inventor of the bra said, I know it'll never go down in history next to the inventor of the steamboat. But I don't know hardly anybody who doesn't have a bra. And the implication being, of course, she doesn't know anybody who has a steamboat. It's a good point. It's a really good point.
It is.
So, eggs and cigarettes. Why did I title this video Eggs and Cigarettes? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because both of those things are things that one should buy in a carton. I realized that this morning when I went to get cigarettes. I got a carton of cigarettes because since we live out here, far away from the store, I buy them by the carton now. And I thought, what else does one purchase in a carton? Well, the immediate answer was eggs. You think of anything else one purchases in a carton besides eggs and cigarettes? I can't think of anything else. I literally cannot think of anything else that comes in a carton except eggs and cigarettes. The thing is, an egg carton is nothing like a cigarette carton. A cigarette carton is a rectangular box full of boxes of cigarettes. Whereas an egg carton, yeah, we're a signal fire, right, Winston's mom? Like you can start that thing up and signal somebody many miles away. Hey, yeah. I go pretty slow.
Yeah, it didn't go as fast as like what it was showing on screen.
That one part was 4 times speed. We looked like we were going really fast.
You know, when I first was on the roads, I was definitely like a little bit scared just because I didn't know what to expect. But now that I know, I've been in the mule a few times now, I'm used to it.
Mule's pretty beast mode too. I mean,
It really is.
it's really good at handling those roads and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even bumpy for us inside. The
No.
shocks on it are so good. You need a massive marshmallow to make s'mores over one of those fires. The good one, Winston's one. Good job.
It is a good one.
Yeah, this morning I went to the Triangle Market to get a carton of cigarettes. And then I came back and I made that little video that I uploaded. And then I also watched and shared a link to this. See, Google Photos thinks we're on a trip. It hasn't determined that we've moved. So its auto title of it was Your Recent Trip. But I changed its title to Our First Months in Mariposa. But it made basically an automatic montage with some random guitar-ish music in the background that sounds kind of like Bronjar from, not Bronjar Stomp, but Bronjar, the acoustic song by Led Zeppelin. Anyway, it's not that song, but it sounds kind of like it. And it's just kind of rolling along the road, acoustic music that goes behind it, like, passage of time.
Passage of time.
Well, I don't drive a bit fast. I'm very conscious of the fact that Rachel is a little squeamish about excessively. I mean, I'm too old for that shit anyway. I used to drive fast when I was a kid, but Nowadays, I take it pretty easy. Since we've gotten up here, especially.
Yeah.
You know, in LA, there are certain traffic situations where you get frustrated and then um, you start driving more aggressively. You're trying to get someplace, and the fucking people being dumb in the way or whatever. Up here, I'm never frustrated by driving because there's hardly any traffic. Yeah, I mean, I need to get a hatchet. It's true. I didn't bring one with me on that day, but the thing is, Cameron got me a chainsaw, which I'll pay him for when he gets up here at the end of the month. So, yeah, a hatchet's a good idea for hacking at things that just need a couple chops. But by and large, make your life a lot easier with a chainsaw.
Yeah, we learned that something that we need is a chainsaw living here.
Like, I might make another one of those kind of pieced together shit I did in the morning videos. Uh, for I guess it was 2 days ago. I went down to the creek. I panned for gold, and it turns out it's not necessarily a good creek to pan for gold in because there's a shit ton of glittery gold specks in it, like everywhere you look. But I'm quite confident that that's not gold. That's mica or fool's gold. Here you got one. And I can tell it's mica because mica flakes off like in little fish scales, kind of. Gold doesn't do that. And I was looking through the little pieces of glittery gold stuff. I found a number of little flakes like come off of mica. Yeah, I mean, next time I drive out into the wilderness in a little wilderness car, I will bring with me the whoppers that I have, um, the machete that's also got like a saw on one side of it that I have, and maybe even a regular wood saw. But like when I was playing around the other morning and I got a piece of wood from across the street to make a wooden pipe out of because I just felt like playing with wood. Um, I had trouble even though it was pretty small. It was like a curved piece of wood about yay big around, you know. I couldn't even cut. It was very hard wood. I couldn't even cut through it with my circular saw adequately. I had to bust out the pole saw, the electric chainsaw. Obviously, an electric chainsaw I can't take with me into the wilderness because I don't have an electric plug to plug it into. But there might be one. I could get an adapter for the little wilderness car. It's got plugs that you can, but they're like the kind that, or you put like a cigarette lighter into. You know. No, we haven't checked out any maps to see where gold has been found, but I do know that plenty of gold was found at the Sweetwater Mine, which is where we were headed that day. Probably, all the easy gold has been picked up. Well, the thing is, if it's somebody else's mining claim, you can't get gold from there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You don't want to be accused of being a claim jumper, do you? But the Sweetwater mine is uh, no longer has a mining claim on it. So you could go there and if you happen to find any gold, you just pocket it. Of course, obviously, if no matter where it was in the wilderness, if I happen to find some gold, I'd just pocket it. I wouldn't look around to see if there's a mining claim indicator someplace. If I clearly saw one before I got there, I wouldn't look around in there. Regardless, I expect realistically the total amount of gold we're going to find around here is fairly small.
Mhm.
Um, Cartons. What else do you buy in cartons?
I feel like a carton of milk is something.
Oh
they
yeah,
say.
yeah, a carton of milk. You get a carton of milk. That's if you buy the box kind.
Yeah.
But see, that because they sometimes have it in those jugs, I think most people refer to it as a gallon of milk or a
Gallon.
half gallon of milk. You get a carton of cartoons. That's what Crunchyroll is. It's a carton of cartoons.
Is it?
It's a very big carton of cartoons. More of a container, a shipping container's worth, or a whole boat's full of shipping containers worth cartoons, of carts of cartoons.
Wow.
Gold planning locations, Winston's mom, or gold panning locations? Big difference. Okay, I don't want to go somewhere and plan for gold. Where can you go to pan for gold? Happy panning. Discover gold panning in Mariposa County. Come get a piece of your golden treasure from the beautiful surrounding mountains of Yosemite National Park Great for singles, couples, families, and groups. All tools and equipment needed are provided. Come dressed for weather and wear shoes that you don't mind getting wet. If you don't see what you like, give us a call and we can discuss customizing the tour to fit your needs. Well, aren't you helpful, Prospect Yosemite?
Yeah.
But all you do is take them to someplace anybody could pan for gold and say, here's how you do it. That might be actually kind of nice to have
It might
somebody who knows
be.
what they're doing.
Yeah, for a beginner, and then we can go on our own.
What a time to do a live. I'm doing dead later. Hi Boba Fett. How are you? Are you May? All of Pooh? Are you an Adobe man made in Mexico? In Mexico, they make everything out of Adobe.
Oh.
Yeah, everything.
Do they make Adobe shoes?
Yep. Adobe cars, Adobe roads.
Adobe cars.
Yeah. The only problem with an Adobe car is that if it gets too dry, it starts to crumble. That's why you got to put a sprinkler on it at night for a little while before you go to bed. Keep it kind of soft. Then, if it's still kind of soft, if you crash into something, it's easy to it just pushes in, the Adobe, and you can just kind of mold it out again with clay.
Wow, how convenient.
Yeah.
So, like, the Adobe's malleable?
Well, if it's wet, that's why you got to put the sprinkler on.
Oh, I see.
If it's too dry, if you get into a crash, your whole car just breaks into a million pieces.
Wow.
That's why you shouldn't drink the water in Mexico.
That's why? Because of the Adobe cars?
Because they need to use it for the Adobe cars.
Oh, they need to use it for the Adobe cars.
Yeah.
That's why it's not really meant for people to drink. It's meant for Adobe cars.
Yep, and for Adobe cars and for wet t-shirt contests.
Oh.
In Mexico, even the t-shirts, though, are made out of Adobe. So a wet t-shirt contest is really like, here, let me squirt away your shirt.
Let me squirt away your shirt.
Because it's made out of dirt. Not just dirt. Dirt, poo, and straw.
Dirt, poo, and straw. Oh. So does Adobe smell?
Well, no, because they don't make it out of human poo. They make it out of like cow poo. So that's why it's not so gross. Because cows are herbivores. When Dave Porter and I tried to make it with dog poo, that was very gross. But you know, you learn about things in school.
Yeah.
You learn about how they make Adobe out of poo and straw and dirt. Bake it in the sun. You say, hey, I could do that at home. I could go across the street to Chad's house and ask if I could have some of their dog poo because they have big dogs that poo all over their backyard. I can be unsurprised when, in retrospect, surprisingly, Mrs. Smelser gave me the poo and let me take it.
I was kind of wondering about that.
I went over there, explained what we were doing, and she gave us the poo. She let us go collect some poo from the backyard and take it with us. My mom was not happy about this. She walked out and was like, what are you doing? Making Adobe. Turns out that's the wrong kind of poo.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she said, you can't use that. We're all like mushing it together with some straw. We didn't have straw, obviously, so we were just using like dried bits of grass that we found around. God damn it, I forgot to pause my Google Photos upload before starting the stream. Well, it should be done relatively quickly because let's see where it's at. I can check over here. Where it's at. I got 2 turntables and a microphone. It's still on Tuesday. And then I got a video from this morning I gotta upload. Still just gonna be uploaded. I think I should maybe end this stream and start another one right now. I'll cancel the Google uploads.
Yeah, and then I'll email everyone.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. Goodbye for now.